Hey guys. So, I'm sitting here with nothing else to do and thought, why not have a sit-down conversation and a Q&A with you guys, if you guys are interested. If not, I guess you won't be here. That's fine. Just see, pull up the chat here. So grab a coffee or a beverage of your choice, have a seat, and let's talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Some good stuff. Governor is here. Afternoon. Well, it's not afternoon here. It's only 10:42 a.m., which means I've been up for an hour. So I look like shit, but that's okay. I'm allowed to look like shit. Dan23 is here. Hello, Dan. Nick, Chris, sorry. ST Scout guy. I'm shocked I got a notification this time. It happens sometimes when it's not an important live. Yeah. Yay. Textical. Caleb. Good to see you, Caleb. Glad you could make it for this. He says he's the first one. He's never caught one of these before, so I was just drinking a cup of tea, says Dan. Well, I'm drinking some coffee, so good to see you. 3:42 in England. Yes, indeed it is. Lockdown started to drive me crazy. Otherwise, that Nissan 300ZX model needs to hurry up and be here already. You got a Nissan 300ZX? Sweet. How do you make the video? What do you mean, how do I make the video? I just go live on YouTube with my phone. Oh my God, look at my hair. And then I just read the chat via my iPad or whatever is available. So I don't know what you guys want to talk about, but I had an interesting morning. Just waking up, I check my messages and everything, and I probably shouldn't. I'm not a morning person. So I see things that piss me off, or I get messages that are, a little bit shitty, and I'm like, whatever. And sometimes I fire back, and I really shouldn't. I should be banned from the internet before noon because I'm not a morning person. So I say things that are maybe stupid, but that's okay. So I get a message from somebody who's messaged me a few times, saying, oh, well, you made it abundantly clear that you don't have time to talk to me. So I'm just going to say, that's it. You don't want to participate in this friendship by asking or doing the things that I ask of you and whatever. It's a one-sided friendship. I'm done. Goodbye. And I'm like, okay. I love interacting with you guys. I call a lot of you friends. I've talked to a lot of you on instant message or just chat with you guys quite often. And I'm going to turn this down. So I love getting messages from you guys and talking to you guys. This guy too. I mean, we've talked a few times. He's been on the lives and whatever. And he asked me to come on his one show like on January 1st, and I'm like, well, I can't because Sylvie's birthday's the day before and all this. And then he goes, okay, well, we're moving the show. Can you come on this day? I think it was the 2nd. I'm like, yeah, that's actually fine. Then completely forgot about it, didn't get a reminder, and I need reminders for that kind of thing. I'm really bad for that. I admit that freely. So I didn't make it to his show. And then we talked a few times, and I was looking for schematics the other day for Discovery, and I put it on there. Anybody got this book or anything with schematics? He's like, I do. So I private messaged him instead of having a whole comment chain in the original post. I was like, cool, could you just show me the schematic real quick? I just need to have a question in my head that I need answered. And he's like, well, okay, there you go. And he showed it to me, sent me a picture. We talked about it for a little while, had a nice conversation about it. And then So that was great. Then he sends me a video link and says, "Can you watch this video to see if there's any glitches?" And I'm like, "Okay." But when I saw it, because it's Facebook Messenger, it shows that I read the message, whatever. So I saw it. I kind of watched the first couple seconds because I was actually watching TV with Sylvie at the time because I don't like unanswered messages on my thing. So I clicked them. Oh my God. Scrolled through. It all looked good. It was like a 23-minute video. I'm like, okay, I'll watch this later. Completely forgot about it because, again, it was showing that the notification was red. I looked at it. I got busy. I did some other things. Completely forgot about it. And that's what facilitated this message this morning. So I'm like, all right, fine. If that's the way you want to be. Like, it's very rude. I take time out of my day to talk to this guy and to help him out and to, well, I guess I didn't help him out because I didn't show up in his show and things like that. But I even told him I need a reminder and stuff, and he just... Anyway, needless to say, that's neither here nor there. But that really kind of set the mood for the day, and it's just been recovering from that. Because that really bothers me when people don't like me for whatever reason. If I don't want you to like me, I'll give you a reason not to like me. Don't just assume that I don't like you because I don't have the time or I forget to do things. I'm very forgetful. A lot of people know that. If you want me to be on the show, like I think I have a thing this Thursday, a podcast, the Synthaholic podcast, which I've been on like 4 times now, because we always do a kind of last episode discussion on discovery, and the guy, Dave, who's in charge of that, I've talked to a few times. He wants to come down and make me drinks because he does like Star Trek based drinks and stuff. He lives in Michigan. He's not that far. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling, I think. But anyway, so I got that on Thursday, but I've been reminded a few times of it, and come Thursday, chances are I'm going to forget again, but it's like at 9 p.m. He'll send me a reminder because he knows to do that. So I just don't like being told that I'm not a good person and that it's a one-sided friendship and that I'm not going to talk to you anymore. All in a huff. And I'm like, okay. Normally I would like apologize and fight for it, but I'm like, that's totally unjustified with the amount of times I've talked to you. And I have given you my attention. I have given you my time, which is valuable. And you still say something like that. Like, I consider that very, very rude. And I didn't appreciate it. And I don't know why I'm even talking about this. I was considering making like an edited video for it, but then I thought, no, I'll just do a live and talk about whatever. And then it just spewed out. So I apologize, guys. James, is that a hologram of the Enterprise A in the background? That is an LED light, but that is the TOS Enterprise. And that was given to me by one of my sister-in-laws for Christmas 2 years ago. Captain Chili Bean, I just made a pot of coffee. I got a coffee as well, so I get my second coffee already. Wait, Governor, when was the last time you built a model kit? I was thinking about buying Polar Lights USS Discovery. Last time I built a model kit was this little guy, which I did live on the I believe Captain Foley channel, actually. Little F-14, which my friend Michael Freitas got for me from Japan. They're blind box kits of F-14 squadrons. So I've got like 3 of them. I built one, haven't put the decals on it yet. But that's the last model I built. The model table is very cluttered right now, and I need to get to work on some things here. I've also got the Foley class built up, which I need to do finish putting the bizarre caps on and the deflectors and stuff, but and then a paint job, of course, but it's here. It's dusty because it's been a while. So that's on the bench as well. So's this. This is what was sent to me by a friend of the channel, Justin Hampton, who sent me this little resin Equinox or Nova class. So that's another one I got to paint, not build. But speaking of building, I actually got approved for the Eagle Moss Build the Enterprise D thing. So that'll be starting in March, I think. So I'll be doing a build-up series of that to see, so you guys can see whether you guys want to get it yourselves. So, but yeah, I need to clear off the workbench and actually do some shit. Dan 23, what live videos will Trekyards do now? Discovery Season 3 is done. But we still have quite a few things to talk about with Season 3, so that'll be this week. We'll do a few lives. Of course, we always have topics to talk about with Star Trek, so we'll have different live conversations every week, probably 3 a week. We're also going to be doing TNG reviews, continuing that from where we are with Season 4. And we're also going to be mixing that up with Voyager, DS9, and probably eventually Enterprise and TOS reviews. But I think we're going to alternate between TNG, Voyager, and DS9 reviews. So other people that are interested in different shows have the opportunity to chime in and see what they want to see. So, Trekyards coming soon. Yes, this Saturday. James Fagan, you can be malicious. You're Canadian. I can be. We're not usually. Like I said, usually I would apologize for doing nothing wrong because I didn't do anything wrong, and try to But just the unstableness that I've seen demonstrated from this guy, I feel like it's dangerous. He's abusive for the sake of being abusive to somebody that he watched the channel. He commented a few times. He messaged me. I have no problem talking to people. I talk to people all the time. Built a lot of great friendships that way. But I honestly don't have a lot of time to do things and watch a 23-minute video and make sure there's no glitches in it. I'm not an editor. That's not my job. I just didn't. I would have got around to it probably that night had I remembered. Because I do enjoy watching other content and stuff. I'm not going to say the name of the channel or the person because it's not really fair. But neither here nor there. So yeah, you can ask who it might be in the chat, and I'll either say yes or no. But you're not going to guess who it is because it's not anyone like Anti-Trekker or Low Reloaded or anybody like that. So yeah, it's I don't know. I maybe shouldn't have brought it up to you guys, but I just felt I needed to talk to somebody about it, and I don't like bothering Sylvia with this kind of stuff, especially considering today she's working. She's upstairs in the office, and I hate waking up to that kind of thing. Seriously, you're gonna message me when I'm sleeping, so I can't respond to you right away, first of all. But anyway, it's whatever. He made his intentions known and clear, so that's fine. Thank you, Scott. Have you heard about Lucasfilm Games? I have not. Lepiridon, see, now we know how a 2-minute delay always happens. Samuel always has to call Stuart. You remember that live we should have right now? By the way, kidding, love you guys. Honestly, I'm always on time for the lives. I might have been late once or twice, but 99% of the time I'm there early. When something starts at 5, you plan to be there for 5 minutes too, not plan to be there for 5. Oh shit, I got to do something. I got to pee. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do the other thing. That's not how having a deadline works. But anyway, some people it's a pet peeve of mine, and I can't complain about it because I shouldn't. But yeah, I feel it's a duty to you guys to start on time, but whatever. It is what it is. M. Riches, good afternoon, long time watcher, first time live commenter, busy designing my own ships and love to see your breakdowns. Well, thank you, M. Riches. Thank you for commenting, and thank you for being a viewer. And I would love to see some of your designs sometimes. So, Nick Dunny, strange question. Do Romulan warp cores use dilithium? Yes, they absolutely do. They use. You got to remember that the Remans were mining dilithium from the moons of Romulus because they're high in dilithium. That's what the Remans did. They mined dilithium. Dilithium was very important to the Romulan economy and to their ships. Here we go again. Dilithium is not a power source. Dilithium is a regulator. It actually converts the reaction from within the chamber. For the Federation, it's matter antimatter. That's fueled by deuterium. So that creates the reaction. The matter antimatter reaction creates the energy. The energy gets fed through the dilithium crystals, which creates high energy warp plasma. And that high energy warp plasma can be used to attain high warp speeds. Low warp can be attained without antimatter, without dilithium crystals. You can hit probably warp 2, warp 3 at the most without dilithium. But to get that high speed warp speed, you need dilithium to create high energy warp plasma. So yes, even though the Romulans use a quantum singularity drive, the energy that's created from that still needs to be put through a regulator, which is the dilithium crystals, which creates the high energy warp plasma, which creates the highest warp speeds. So yes, absolutely. And dilithium is very important to the Romulans because the Remans, there's dilithium mines on the moons of Romulus. That's what the Remans were for. They were slaves specifically made to mine that. So, Lawrence, I like you just as you are. I take most people as is. Well, thank you. Oh, good God. Oi, Governor. Nice F-14. Tom Cruise not included. Thank you. They do, so they would be just as affected by the burn. Yes, absolutely. And by that point they were probably part of Navarre. They were probably rejoined with the Vulcans because that only happened 125 years ago. We're talking 900 years of time, and Navarre is now a thing. So that's why the Federation, with dilithium becoming rarer and rarer, were pushing different experiments and projects to find different ways to achieve high FTLs. And that's why they pushed Navarre for the SB19 formula, and that SB19 formula was what the Romulans and the Vulcans were working on together, which they thought caused the burn, because I think it was just a coincidental timing of they tried an experiment, boom, the burn happened, shit. So, yes, absolutely. Daniel Howes, nice room, Captain. Is this the same room as the other day? Which other day? And no, this is my regular filming area. My main computer's here, so I'm usually facing this way when I do my lives. So this wall behind me is the main wall you see. This is what's beside me. Upstairs was probably the room you're talking about, the ready room. There's also the office upstairs, or the library. So Ashley says, ever had a Trek food inspired evening? I don't drink alcohol, but if there is Klingon blood wine, do they have blood pie? Like that blood pudding, Trek inspired food cooking segments. I actually have my mother-in-law a few years ago gave Sylvie and I the Neelix's recipe book. So it's Star Trek inspired food with modern ingredients, obviously. And same, I also have a cocktail book with Federation drinks. We haven't done a night like that. I think that'd be kind of fun, but no, we haven't. Please dip into the Expanse. Yes, we will at some point. Don't worry. Dan23, what is the next Star Trek show? Last year, Star Trek officially released a list of shows for 2020, but I haven't seen them do that this year. The next one coming out will definitely be Star Trek Prodigy. I know Star Trek Strange New Worlds will be filming soon if they haven't already started filming. Let's make sure that those aren't crooked. I mean, they kind of are crooked, but whatever. I don't have this lit well, and this is kind of messy right now. You've got comm badges thrown there willy-nilly. Adrian, will you be doing WandaVision reviews as you did with Mando? No, absolutely not. We might do a season overview discussion live, but we're not going to review the meets. No. Captain Chili Bina, I'm seriously so excited for DS9 reviews. Well, they'll be happening soon, so. Neville says, hi, Captain, and everyone from South Australia. Hello. SC Scout Guy. Stuart, when lockdown ends, would you maybe do a video of the London Aircraft Museum on your personal channel? Sure. I was going to do this live on the personal channel, but I just honestly don't get as many viewers because just not a lot of people are subscribed there. I think I have 2,080. I'd like those numbers to go up. So if you guys haven't subscribed to the Captain Foley personal channel, click the link down below, open it in a new tab, and just hit subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Like I said, I keep promising I'm going to start doing more content there, and I'm going to. I don't want it to kind of be wasted, but at the same time, I'm not building any viewership by not creating content exclusively for over there. So there are some Eagle Moss reviews and stuff that are exclusive to that channel that get linked here. So just keep an eye out for that kind of stuff, but sure. Easy Ease, is it Doom Dick? No, it's not. Yeah, Baz, I agree. Water off the duck's back, forget about it. Scott, DS9 has my favorite Star Trek episode of all time in the Pale Moonlight. Amen, I totally agree. It is my favorite episode as well, and I am a huge TOS Trek fan, but still, as far as, that's just an awesome episode, so. Pixie Doodle, I've had to disconnect a decade-long friendship with a coworker who called me an idiot at work in public setting. He was of volatile nature, but never towards me until that day. I've never looked back. Yeah. Thank you, Oi Oi Governor. And Captain Chili Bina. Yeah, how many comm badges do you have? Well, including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There's a lot that aren't on that wall too. Like there's a Trekyards All Good Things comm badge. Got one of the Mirror Universe Discovery ones. So there's a lot that aren't on the wall. Also got a Future and Perfect Trekyards comm badge. These ones just don't have magnetic backing, so they're not on the wall. And there's the Trekyards Mirror Universe ones that are upside down. Trekyards. Some Discovery-esque ones and stuff. So I got a lot. This is full of comm badges, custom comm badges, and the custom Trekyards ones, and other ones from the show and stuff. So yeah, I got a lot of comm badges. I'm a comm badge junkie, just like I'm an LCARS junkie. I love LCARS, as you can see. So I don't know how many I have. I got a lot. There's also some up in the ready room. So. Oh, I forgot. But yeah, that's shiny. There is a vid on the Caps comm badges. Yes, there is. I do have a captain's log where I kind of show them off. Sarah Stanley, in your Star Trek series reviews, will you do two-parters as one episode, or will you do them separately? We usually do them separately because we go so in depth. Like an hour-long interview or an hour-long episode is generally like a 2-hour-long review. So we generally do them separately. So we'll have to see. We'll have to take it case by case. But yeah, usually separately. The family is doing well. Thank you very much, Trent. Gang 23, the Romulan Science Vessel had a warp core. Yes, a lot of Romulan ships do. It was new to the quantum singularity drive was new to the Romulan warbird as a new form of propulsion. They were surprised by that when they saw it in TNG. So that eventually probably became more of a fleet standard. But yeah, a lot of the older ships and less important ships just had a standard warp core. So. Captain Chili Bina, it's on the Trekyards channel and the Captain Foley personal channel, I believe, but it's definitely on the Trekyards channel for that comm badge video. Governor, I would have preferred the burn caused to be the Federation fault somehow, not that we got that. I didn't want that, even if it was an accident. I didn't want that, so I'm glad we didn't get that. Ian Smith, good morning, Captain. I'm on my second cup of Joe. So am I. It's my second cup here too. So got the Enterprise on the other side, but you can tell how much I've drank because it shows where it's hot. Let's see. What television are you looking forward to now that Star Trek is done for a while? I'm just looking forward to catching up on some things. Like I just finished The Lost in Space on Netflix season 2. Last night. I'm looking forward to getting into a few more things as well. I want to finish Clone Wars. I got to catch up on a lot of old stuff. Still got to finish Stargate. Just starting season 8 right now. So now that there's no new reviews, I'll be able to watch some of that stuff, some older stuff, and get that kind of out of the way. Just realized it's very precarious. Got a stack of Bandai models there. It's kind of leaning, and it might fall on my Omnibot. I got an old Omnibot, but John says, Captain, I never catch the live streams. Well, this is just a hangout one, so welcome. John says, I have a question. What's your favorite comm badge design? Can't answer that. Honestly, don't know. One of my favorites, of course, is the Wrath of Khan style. But yeah, there's so many. I really don't know what to say about that. So I'd say the Wrath of Khan style is probably the best one, though. Did anyone like The Watch? I saw it and liked it just because it's fun to watch. Something many shows and movies lack. I haven't seen The Watch, so I don't know. And 23, what order of favorite would you put these new books in? The Art of Star Trek Discovery book, the motion picture, the Art of Visual Effects of Dan Curry book. Good question, because I showed those all off last time. I haven't looked through the motion picture one yet, and I haven't looked through any of them yet. I've glanced through each of them. They're both. All three of them are very well done and very beautiful books. I don't think I can pick a favorite. Probably just because of the broadness of the topic, I would have to go with the Dan Curry book, because he's worked on a lot of different Star Trek productions. So that would probably be the one I'd go with. I also have the Art of the Kelvin timeline. I've got a bunch of the different Star Trek art books and things, the Art of John Eves and things like that. So there's a lot of books to choose from in that regard. And I'll wait till we get our new bookcase up in the library, which was ordered fucking in October and should be here in January, they said, but because of COVID. Anyway, we got to get that, build it, and then move all these Star Trek books that are down here up there. And then I'll probably do a live talking about the different books that I have in the collection. So. Mary Nathan, I don't think positive, just watch. Make sure. I hope you guys can see me okay. Let's see, we got 81 people watching with 46 likes. That is very cool. Thank you so much. Hit that like button if you haven't already. I like Dirt. Are you a Mass Effect fan? How do you feel about the newish announcement? Not a Mass Effect fan per se. I mean, I'd probably really like the game if I played it. I just haven't got around to it. Top 5 combat video, question mark. No, I don't think so. I don't think we've done one. Will we? Maybe. Who knows? I like Dirt. What is your favorite non-Delta badge design? I honestly don't know. I don't know what to say. Dan 23, are there comm devices from other sci-fi shows, including Babylon 5, that you like? Again, I need to be looking at a list. I need to be looking at them to see. I can't just recall off the top of my head. One that immediately popped into my head, though, was the Galaxy Quest one with the little plasma ball in it. That was really cool. But James, since we're covering a wide variety of topics this AM, you remember the Enterprise episode Cogenitor, where they made it an advanced species, but they have a third gender to facilitate reproduction. underrated episode. Yes, that is a fantastic episode. And yes, of course I remember it. So, Pixie Doodle, is that a bulletin board you hang your comm badges on to your left? Not really. This is the basement. This is the furnace, actually. Um, right now, with the way the house is set up, um, my office is down here in the basically the this is the furnace. The laundry machines are just over there. It's basically a basement, so I got this corner kind of snagged for myself. Um, Once our last kid moves out, like two of our kids have moved out. Thomas's room is now the ready room, which is too small to be an office for me. Um, Cassie's old room is the library now because we have a lot of books, and we got them out of this one closet in the basement here because they were all stacked in a closet, which is not good for books. So we made the Cassie's room the library with multiple bookcases, and then COVID hit, so Sylvia had to work from home. So she's got one half of the office, or one half of the library as her office. She's got a desk there, and she uses the bookcases as a backdrop. So I can't move my office up there, not that I would anyway. And then we have another kid upstairs taking up one of the bedrooms because there's a room just beside us here, and we got a finished basement. So that's our bedroom right now, which is kind of like our own personal little suite down here. So the kids had the rooms upstairs. We had down here, so we could listen to what was going on upstairs, because we got 3 floors, but getting too much into detail here. So once the last kid moves out, that's originally the master bedroom. So we're going to move our bedroom back up there, and then this whole basement is being redone. I'm moving my office, this setup into the next room. I'm also putting a bunch of display cabinets up there, and it's going to be all my display stuff that I can't display right now is all going in there. I'm putting up I'm going to get a projector and have a huge thing for watching movies and playing video games. It's going to be like a hangout room. And it's a lot bigger than the ready room, so moving all the ready room stuff down here. The ready room will become Sylvia's office, and then we can have the library exclusively be in the library. But that's going to be, Christian just turned 16, so it's still going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 years away, depending on when he moves out. So, yeah, I hope that answers your questions. Oh, about a bulletin board. Yeah, that's all you asked. No, this is just metal. This is just the furnace. So they're just magnetized to the furnace. Revolting Kitash. A Trek channel often has a lot of traction. Is YouTube throttling you? Love the work. Keep it up. I don't know what you mean by throttling. YouTube's been very fucked during the course of Trekyards. We were up to almost 60,000 viewers at one point, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and then they dialed it back. They removed like 5,000 people from our subscribers list because they were unused accounts or whatever. So since then we've been slowly crawling up. The algorithms for YouTube have never favored our content. We've never been trending, never any of that shit. So it's been a slow slog, and now that YouTube is so many fucking ads on everything, we have to go in and police the ads after we've uploaded a video because they just throw ads every 5 seconds, and it's even on channels that aren't partnered. Like, we're partnered, so we get some ad revenue, but even channels that aren't now are getting ads on them because YouTube's being greedy cunts. So anyway, plus they take 30% off the top of everything we make anyway, which is a real gouge. Think 30% off of your pay. It's like, wow, thanks guys. Oi, Governor said just subscribe to your personal channel. Oh, thank you, appreciate that. Dan Hall, good morning. This is Jericho. How did the whole galaxy know how to call it the burn? Who named it that? It's a very, very good question. Let's see, I'm going to skip a few here, so I apologize. Nick Denny, you should stop watching SG1 at season 8. Season 9 and 10 weren't as good, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not going to just stop watching, though. Is the video freezing for you guys? I don't know. It's kind of freezing on my iPad here, but I'm not sure if it's just connection to my iPad or not. So let me know. Hey Cap, watching this on my lunch break. Good to see you, Area 51. Lagging a bit. That's better now. Did he get buffer? We know the F-14 is your favorite fighter plane, but what is your favorite tank? I don't have a favorite tank. Okay, it's freezing. Okay, let me try something here. Tech War, honestly, I'm frozen on my screen, so I'm just wondering if you guys are. So let me know if you guys can still see me, because I don't even know right now what's happening. Yeah, let me know if you guys can see me and hear me. Because the signal is shit on my iPad. I like dirt. Does Trekyards have a fleet in Star Trek Online? Can you guys invite me? I'm Benson at. All right, we do fleet. I'm not in charge of the fleet. I don't handle the fleet. I sometimes go on and play. But we have a Star Trek Facebook group called Star Trek Online Team Trekyards. So just go into Facebook, type Star Trek Online Team Trekyards, join that group, and then request through the group to be added to the fleet. And they'll add you to the fleet. I'm not in charge of the group really, and I'm not in the fleet anymore. So that's taken care of by people that are more qualified than me. When you're frozen, you're still more entertaining than the movie Frozen. Sweet. I hope I'm not frozen still. Dan23, I recently discovered that the schematic for Voyager and one of the bridge consoles shows the ship had 2 warp cores. Yes, they had a secondary warp core. They also had parts to build another warp core should they need to. You'd have to ask Rick about that specifically, but I don't think the secondary warp core was up and running. But Mary Nathan, you've been really young when you and Sylvia started having kids. Well, we have 4 kids. I was married before, and I got married young. I believe I was 23 when I got married. When I met my ex-wife, she already had a kid who was a month old. All fucking story. So I fell in love with her and my oldest daughter, Selena, who was a month old at the time. We dated for 2 years, got married. We were married for 5 years, and then got divorced. And it was a really messy divorce, and she took like all my shit, my sword collection. But we had 2 kids. We had Thomas and Cassie. So we had Selena, Thomas, and Cassie, 2 girls and a boy. And then I met Sylvia years later, who had just had Christian. She just out of a really messy relationship as well. We've been together now. Okay? So we have 4 kids between the 2 of us, but only biologically mine. So yes, we were young. So 37, 36. She just turned 36. And I'm turning 47 this year. So, yeah. Our youngest is just turned 16 in November. So there you go. I like dirt. Am I the only Trekker that thinks the Kelvin ship designs are gorgeous? Yes. No, I'm sure there's other people. A lot of the designs are all right. The Enterprise is just fucking awful. It's just proportionately just wrong. So, oi, oi, Governor, I can feel it coming on. Lawrence Haywood, will he get a chance to move out? Will he get a choice to move out? Well, no. You either move out or you pay rent. That's the rule. If you're going to school, you can live here rent free. As soon as you are not going to school, you either have to pay rent or get the fuck out and get a job in your own place. My son Thomas, he is now a municipality enforcement officer who's applied for the RCMP. But yeah, so, and Christian's an idiot. He just plays games all day. So yeah. Exactly in the past. Don't let them get you down. Thanks for the explanation. Jonathan Erdman, now every now and then it does. Logan one just occasionally freezing. The video went funny about 5 minutes ago. Start USS Hood F. How are you, Captain? I'm good. Structural integrity failing. All right, let's try this then. Go up to that, turn that off. Hopefully that improves the signal. Sorry about that. I don't know if you missed any of that explanation. If you did, I'm sorry. We just had a nice discussion. Unfortunately, I got 2 other people using the internet right now. The kid is... Yeah, it's much better now. The kid is doing schoolwork. Sylvia is doing Zoom meetings because she's a trainer. So everybody's using the internet. And yeah. Anywho, so anyway, I'm back. So I don't know what you missed. Let me know what you missed, and I'll answer it again. Jonathan says, Captain, have you seen the Janeway Memorial in Bloom? No, I haven't. Well, I've seen it online. I haven't been to it, so. Dan23 only started freezing when you said, let me try something. LOL. Okay, well, that was a whole explanation. Daniel, I know I sent you the Babylon 5 series. Let me know when you're ready for the movies, and I'll send them up. Dan, anytime. We've watched the Babylon 5 series, finished it a while ago, so. Well, it's moving in slow motion with a broken up voice. Oh, shit. See you here, but it's jumpy. Yes, bad signal, but I hear you and see you. So hopefully it's better now. It looks a lot better for sure. When you're frozen, you're still more entertaining than the movie Frozen. Can see you, but it looks pretty bad. The quality of the video looks bad now. The hologrid is failing, constantly freezing. Seems like we have some interference. Structural integrity failing. Yeah, pretty bad now. It keeps refreshing, but it doesn't help. Hi, Stuart, says Olivia. Much better. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's perfect now. All right, so I'm back. I don't know what you missed. Let me know what you missed. So I was talking about something. If you need me to repeat something, by all means, tell me, because yeah. I'm a freshman in college. Pre-law is my major. My biggest inspirations were Measure of Man and the Rules of Engagement. Love those episodes. Why they are inspirational in more ways than one. Cool. Paul is here. Hello, Paul. Much better. Did you like Babylon 5, Captain, and the ships? Yes, I did. I liked Babylon 5. I didn't like all the ship designs. My favorite, of course, was the White Star. I think the White Star is a fucking beautiful ship. A great design. It's perfect now. Okay. There is one sign in Iowa. Future birthplace of Trekyards, 2233. Yes. Lawrence Haywood. Purely random thought. Discovery Season 3, Episode 1. When she was being interrogated, how could they not know she came in with Book? That is all recorded, documented, and it was clear they were together. I don't know. What is for you a good Star Trek? Beautiful ship pans, beautiful ship shots, engaging characters, heroicness, It's exploring strange new worlds and seeking new life. Basically, anything that's fun and engaging. I'm not big into political bullshit. I don't like that. I don't like overarching stories that are boring. Um, Give me a problem of the week. Give me a, an episodic feel for sure. Give me a weird space alien that freezes the entire crew or makes them turn into their favorite kind of cake or something, and they have to find the solution to the problem. I want shit like that. I don't want a lot of the shit we've seen in Discovery. Put it that way. Oi, oi, Governor, when are you planning to take out the Camaro? Generally in March is when it comes out. Probably the 1st of March, depending on weather. Sometimes we get snow until May, but we'll see. Last year it came out in March. This year's been a very mild winter, but apparently we're going to be getting a polar vortex, which is going to have really low temperatures and lots of snow dumping on us soon. So we'll have to see. Not sure. March or April, probably. Is a cupcake also a muffin? Sure. Just a fancier muffin. Black delegation, fair. Just ask. I'm very curious and nosy. What did you ask, Black delegation? Did I miss something? Oh, Neo Normie, do you plan on viewing Discovery when season 4 comes around? Okay, gotcha. Paul Graham throws in $10. Thank you so much. Wasn't able to get back on to give you guys some money last night. Well, thank you, Paul. We appreciate that. Super chats are always welcome, as you guys know. So if you're able to, please do. 65 people watching, 63 likes. I'm sorry for the bad signal there. Tried something, didn't work. Back to doing what we usually do. So. Let's see. The Imperial answer. So, how do you feel about the concept of ground combat being a thing in Star Trek, like how the books and video games depict hover tanks, combat walkers, skimmers, and defense turrets being a thing? I'm fine with that. There was a game called Star Trek Away Team. No, not Star Trek Away Team. Star Trek New Worlds, way back in the day, which was kind of like that. It was ground battle and stuff, and there was some cool. You could take little away teams and throw photonic grenades, and there was things like that. It's neat. It's a good idea, but Star Trek's not about the military really. So, even though it is, it's a tough topic. No problem for me. The Siege of AR-1138 or whatever was the most awful episode of DS9 in my opinion, but not worse than what is it, I can't even think of the thing now, thank God. It's so awful, I blocked it from my memory. The moving to the next chap, and you will see, come with me, that one. Usually I remember that, but I think I blocked it out. The Thinking Cat, aka Neo Normie. Now, Captain Foley, how have you watched the BBC sci-fi show Blake 7, as it's like dark Star Trek done right, as opposed to Star Trek Discovery? I've seen some Blake 7. Haven't watched it all though, for sure. But I watched some when I was younger, so yes, I have seen it. I like it. I wouldn't mind watching it. Dan23, which show do you think has better Star Trek guest stars, Babylon 5 or Stargate SG-1? They all have the most random of Star Trek guests. I would probably say Stargate. That's just because I'm watching it right now, and it seems the most recent in my mind. So, the Sage of Games, Kelvin Timeline Kirk making a log entry. Life aboard the Enterprise has started to feel episodic. I love that. Beyond was the best of the JJ movies, hands down. So, Paul Graham, the rest of the year is supposed to be colder. By the rest of the year, do you mean like even the summer? Because fuck that. Or do you just mean the rest of the winter? Eric McIntosh, Captain only wants TOS and TOS flavor. Multi-episode arcs in TNG and Enterprise were really satisfying. Discovery was one person's long emotional story. I don't only want TOS and TOS flavor. I don't know why you would even say that. Huge fan of TNG. DS9 is my favorite series, even though I didn't like DS9 for the longest time. It is my favorite Star Trek series. So I do like the over arcs, but not a whole fucking season, and with stupidity and dead plot lines fizzling out and big, huge, gaping plot holes. You know, have 2 or 3 story arcs with other shit going on. You have to have a B story and a C story that make the episode interesting. You know, it's a good mix, and DS9 does a good job. So TNG also does a fantastic job with that. So, oi, Governor, when it snows over here in the UK, everything grinds to a halt. It's a joke. I'm hoping to get the 300ZX finished for the next car show that actually will go ahead probably mid-June. Nice. Daniel Hall, in my opinion, Babylon 5, Majel endorsed it, and it was an imped episode. Okay, important episode, probably. There was also Elite Force 1 and 2. Yes, but that didn't employ tanks and stuff. Like, it wasn't a top-down, like, Command and Conquer kind of thing. That's what New Worlds was. You had to build bases and buildings and stuff, so move along home. Yes, thank you. The Pyridon. Problem with ground combat in Star Trek is that it's always depicted as who controls the orbit controls the surface. So except small specialist teams, it doesn't really make sense in scale like Star Wars. I mean, yeah. I would agree with that. James Bruin, I used to love Bridge Commander back in the day. Amazing mods and epic multiplayer ship combat. Yeah. Bridge Commander was great. So was Star Trek Armada. So was my favorite were the Starfleet Command games, which I do have on here. Starfleet Command Volume 2 was probably the best, or the Orion Pirates one. Were absolutely phenomenal games. And they need to bring those back, because I would buy the shit out of those. They need to release them all as a bundle pack, but I like Dirt. Chat, what do you guys think of the Giorgio show is going to be about? Obviously Section 31, but The Guardian said she can't live in the prime timeline anymore, so that is a big wrinkle. No, she didn't say that at all. It said, I'll send you back, but I'm not sending you back to Terra. I'm not sending you to the Mirror Universe. She actually says that. She says, I don't want to go there. He says, why do you think I would do that? Sends her back to her own time, but in the prime universe. So it's not going to be in the Mirror Universe at all. It's going to be in the prime timeline at the time where she's supposed to be timeline wise, so that her molecules aren't ripping themselves apart trying to go back in time and to across dimensions. So he actually said, if you listen to the dialogue, that he's sending her back to the time where she's not going to be tearing herself apart, and it's not Terra. So it's either prime timeline or something else. So, which prime timeline, when I say that, I mean the Discoverse, because Discoverse is not prime timeline, but that's what they want to say. Dan23, do you like when they give extra content for TV shows like online? For Star Trek Discovery Season 3, they have those personal logs. I do, but they should be part of the show. Having to watch something or listen to something or read something or have a supplement something to understand what's on screen is bad. To enhance it, that's okay. And the Star Trek logs do enhance things, but I really wish they'd be set on air, because a lot of people, that's not canon. Where did you hear that? Part of the Star Trek logs, like the whole, we have holodecks now. That was said by Tig, Jet Reno, as part of her personal logs. So yeah, Discovery has holodecks now. Things like that, which as soon as that's brought up, people are like, well, when did they get a holodeck? During the refit. Well, that was never said. It kind of was. So I like it, but I don't like it. It would be nice to be back on a ship again, actually exploring. I agree. Move Along Home is the DS9 episode. Yes, thank you, Paul. James McGill, in Discovery, final episode of season 3. I love the explanation of how Sikal caused the burn. Reminds me a bit of the TOS Technobabble. Yeah, it's definitely a problem of the week TNG episode. I like that. That was a good solution for the burn, I think. And 23. They have mentioned in Star Trek that Starfleet have personal force fields and grenades, but you don't really see them. Wait, Governor DS9 was way more adventurous than any other Star Trek series. Dan 23. Yes, certain Star Trek books need to use phasers set to wide beam more often. Yes, for fuck's sakes. We see wide beam take down people. Set your fucking phaser to wide beam, especially when you got like Dominion troops coming in. Siege of Air 115, whatever the hell the number was. As much as I hate that episode, set your goddamn thing to wide beam. I know it probably uses a lot more energy, but whatever. Fuck, why I got Discovery stuck in my head. I mean, technology. Lower Decks, UK, Amazon, 22nd of January. About time. Judge 1981, good morning, Captain. Good morning, Judge. Caboodlefish. Really like Starfleet Command 3 with the persisting Dynaverse. It was an amazing game feature for the time. Starfleet Command Volume 3 was the worst of them. I know I have that on here too. Because they tried to put the TNG ships in, and that's fine, but they went to 4 shield facings instead of the standard 6, and I don't like 4 shield facings, like a circle. Doesn't really work for me. I like the hex. It just makes more sense shield facing wise, because I played Starfleet Battles. It just makes more sense to me. So there's a lot of things about Starfleet Command Volume 3 I didn't like. A lot of things I did like. Plus, the options are way limited compared to Starfleet Command Volume 2. Starfleet Command Volume 2 is Starfleet Battles on the computer. It's plain and simple. So, oh yeah, Governor, have you watched Transformers War for Cybertron yet? It's pretty good. Season 3 is now, I'm now waiting on. Yes, I've watched seasons 1 and 2. So Siege and Earthrise. Loved it. That was great. I hate Optimus Prime's voice with a passion. That's not Optimus Prime, but whatever. Other than that, the animation's good. Love the tie-ins, especially with another show. I won't say it just in case people want to see it and haven't seen it and don't want spoilers. But there's some really good tie-ins, especially at the end of the very last episode. The very end shot was really great. So, yeah. Daniel Hall, for visual battles and pure ship horn, the Sins mod Armada 3 is great. You say that, Sins of the Solar Empire, the mod Armada 3, I don't like that game. I've seen it, I've played it, I got the mod. Samuel helped me install it. I don't understand the controls to save my life because I never played Sins of the Solar Empire. So when you're going from Starfleet Armada 2 to Armada 3, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. So I never really got into it, unfortunately. I could play the shit out of Armada 2 any day. But Armada 3, not so much. I would need to really sit down and get into it and get a tutorial. So, the Sage of Games, how much you want to bet that Prime Giorgio is just older Mirror Giorgio? I mean, when you think about it, Giorgio could have been easily set things up to happen the way they did. Absolutely. That's one of the things that we suspected might happen, that the Guardian sends her back further. She becomes or replaces Prime Giorgio, who might have died earlier, gets control of the Shinzo, or captaining of the Shinzo, becomes a better person, knows how to deal with Michael, meets Michael, takes her under her wing, sets that whole thing up for the future. Yeah, absolutely. That's something that they could definitely do. Grim Jim 666. Is there a Trekyards organization in Star Citizen? I feel you guys love looking at all the ships and building a verse stuff in the community now. It's really moving along. No, there isn't. Caboodlefish. Yeah, bit respect to the guy who did the Armada 3 mod. No fusion cubes though. Dan 23. Do you like that the TOS Enterprise once used its main phasers set on stun? Yes, I think that's a great thing. And wide dispersal too, so it takes out blocks of people. Paul Graham, I'm betting we're back to Andromeda, rebuilding the Federation, exploring along the way, solving problems. I can only hope. Yeah, that'll be fine if it's done properly. But then everybody's going to cry foul, and this is just Armada. So you can't win for losing, unfortunately. Christian Montgomery, I've always thought Starfleets utilize defensive weapons. Where did that go? Grenades are very offensive, lol. They are. James McGill, always wonder if Gene Roddenberry had spent time creating the Star Trek history or Bible, much like J.J.R. Tolkien did for Lord of the Rings series. Would Star Trek shows have less problems with canon issues? TOS had a Bible. It had a fucking Bible. So did TNG. Discovery, I don't think, has one, or they don't understand what the fuck that means. Bible? Why do we need religion? What? We're gonna have no religion in here. No, a Star Trek Bible, you dumb shits. Yeah, TOS had one from the beginning. So did TNG. They all have. Discovery probably does too, but I just don't understand the decisions they make. So, James McGill, always wonder. Oh, read that one already. Sorry. T. Louise Allen. I'm so glad you're here, Cap. Need to focus on something else. Well, hi. Hope everything gets better for your day. I had a shitty morning too. That's why I started doing this. Judge 1981. The real question is, when is the captain giving his TED Talk? I would love to do a TED Talk. Speaking of, guys, we are doing a live today at 5 o'clock. We don't know what the topic's going to be yet. I'm going to talk to Samuel about that in a few hours, and then we'll schedule it. So stay tuned and tune in at 5 if you can. So, the Sage of Games. Hell, even the TNG Super Nintendo game had 6 shield facings. Eric McIntosh, Voyager Elite Force still holds up. Yes, it does. The Thinking Cat, aka Neo Normie. Captain Foley, do you ever play the Star Trek The Next Generation Birth of the Federation? It's a great turn-based simulator, or similar to Alpha Centauri. I have it, never really played it, never got into it. Had it for the Wii or something. It is upstairs, I just never really got into it, so that's the answer. Dan23, you should subscribe to German Trekkie Foxtrot Delta. They record starship battles from Bridge Commander and the Legacy. They have had more ships of mods. They're fun to watch videos. I am subscribed to German Trekkie, so thank you. Star Trek is not just Gene Roddenberry. There is Gene L. Kuhn, creator of the Klingon, and DC Fontana have a huge part establishing the Star Trek universe. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I would like to see something like StarCon TV show with USS Discovery and UNCS Infinity in action. That was B. Alexander, sorry. Freedom Rings. Hey, Captain. For the spore data on Discovery, remember, in the last 30 years, we went from 1.4 megabytes to 54 gigabyte Blu-ray storage discs. Absolutely. Governor, Space Engineer is not a bad game. Star Trek videos of space battle is pretty funny. Eric McIntosh, Discovery doesn't have a Bible. They don't even have a consistent showrunner. That's funny. Dan23, in the first TOS episode with Klingons have hand grenades. Well, they're not necessarily hand grenades. They were using like mortar shells. But we never really saw them. Wait a minute, unless I'm thinking of something. No, I'm thinking of something different. I'm thinking of the first appearance of the Gorn. They're using mortar grenades. I mean, it makes sense to have a photonic grenade, but yeah. Fish, interesting point about the Bible. It feels like Discovery doesn't have one, as the writing isn't very joined up. Would explain a lot for me if they did. Oh, they probably don't. Do a live about replicator tech. I'm sure we will at some point. We have a great video at some point coming out about holodeck technology. So, yeah. The Sage of Games. Now that I think of it, Prime Kirk also made a life aboard ship as episodic reference in the Starfleet Academy game. Life on a ship is made up of thousands of hours of boredom broken up by moments of abject terror. Yeah, pretty much. Tom Zeros 48. Hello, Captain. Haven't catch a live stream in some time. Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much, Tom. Happy New Year to you as well. Dan 23. I believe Babylon 5 had a Bible by which the creator wrote his whole 5-year plan down, as they should, ish. Michael says, such a disappointment. Voyager J should have obliterated Discovery in one shot. Ooh, that's harsh. The 6th Night Guard. Good morning, Captain. Good morning. Caboodle Fish. The title of Strange New Worlds gives me hope that it'll be a bit more of a Trek show rather than always saving the universe. That'll be lovely. Yeah, exactly. It definitely should feel TOS. Trevor, greetings have just arrived. Greetings, Trevor. Oi, oi, Governor. You can't keep everyone happy. Yes, Discovery doesn't use the code or Bible, but it's still Trek in 2021. Trevor Scott. Whoa, that room is amazing. Thank you. This is only part of the collection. Grim Jim 666. Klingons should have like exploding throwing knives or something. Wow. Tom Zeros, congrats on your Klingon cap voice in Lore Reloaded Dominion Borg War video. You sounded very Klingon. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Not a lot of people probably noticed that I did that. The Sage of Games. Nice to know I'm not the only one here that plays space engineers. I like making Starfleet-inspired builds in that. One of my vids on here covers my Armstrong-class multi-role frigate. Did you ever play the PS2 station game Shattered Mirror? As it was a game where the USS Excelsior is trapped in the Mirrorverse has lots of ships from the TOS. Yes, and I got a capture card for Christmas. So I streamed a little bit of it. I streamed part of that, part of Elite Force, and part of Star Trek Encounters, all for the PS2 a while ago. And yeah, I do want to do a gameplay of it. I've played the game all the way through. It's a very, very, very hard game. Most people don't get to the end of it. I did because I used cheat codes, because you have to use cheat codes to beat that game, unfortunately, and that's just to unlock all the fighters. So yes, I have played it, and it's very interesting. Dan23, do you like that you don't see much of Voyager J? No, I don't like that. I want to see the ships. Like you say Voyager J, it's like ooh, like over the shoulder, out the window, Voyager J. Oh, and then pan from outside the window of him looking out, pan back, see Discovery and see Voyager, and pan down and have the Voyager down like music. Da-da-da, you know, that's what I want. When I hear about a ship being referenced, I don't want to. Oh look, it's the Voyager J. Can we see it, please? That'd be nice. Yeah, fucking cunts. Sorry. Sorry. Most people don't like that word. I really love that word. Plus, you know, I watch Aussie Man all the time, use it all the time. Australians use it as a term of endearment, so whatever. Kabuto fish. What? Cap's a Klingon. I need to hunt that down now. Dan23. Have you ever been excited for a Star Trek video game only to have it be canceled? All the fucking time. Check out my one captain's log on The Secret of Vulcan Fury. Just type in Trekyards, Secret of Vulcan Fury. You'll find my... That's a captain's log I'm super proud of. Put a lot of time and effort into that one. But it shows unused gameplay footage. It shows the trailers. It was a game that was on point to be awesome. Written by DC Fontana. It is awesome. And all the voice dialogue was done by the original people, all the original crew, the cast did all their voice dialogue for it. It's all recorded. The game never got finished because the company went under and it was bullshit. It was total fucking bullshit. So I encourage you guys to right now write that down, to search for Trekyards, Secret of Vulcan Fury, Captain's Log. Go watch it. Let me know your thoughts on it next time I'm on a live, which will be tonight at 5. Put a comment in the video. Let me know what you thought about it. That's one that I'm very proud of. That is a captain's log. Usually I film a captain's log, do a quick edit, and it's like, it's all right. It's just me talking to the camera, whatever. But every now and then I'll do one and spend extra time on it. That's one I spend extra time on. So go watch it, guys. It was quite a while ago. It was a few years ago, but it's definitely worth it. Sage of Games. I played that once. Interesting concept, playing as a Federation red shirt fighter pilot. Yeah. Oi, oi, Governor, would you ever like to see another show about Enterprise and her crew? I'm not so sure of that myself. Not really. I don't need to at this point. I like seeing other crews and stuff, so I don't even need to see Enterprise show up in Discovery, even though everybody's like, oh, we want to see Enterprise, want to see Enterprise, want to see Enterprise. Oh, in the Borg, in the Borg, in the Borg. Don't give a fuck. Don't care. Don't need to see it. It's fine. Mark, with all the game talk, what do you think of the new Star Trek New Horizons mod for Stellaris, Cap? I do have the Stellaris and the Trekyards mod. I haven't heard about the new one. I'm not much into gaming or modding, and if I do any kind of gaming, usually it's on a console. I don't usually do computer gaming because my computer's not set up for it really. Plus, I don't have the time. I don't have the experience. I don't know how to mod. I don't know how to do that shit. So if it comes with an execute file, like boom, execute, and changes everything, then cool. But most of them don't. You got to go and change lines, and nah, not for me. Not for me, sir. I like Dirt. Would you be opposed to incredibly obvious ideas of a time trek show during the Temple Cold War? I would think that would be great. As long as it was done properly, you could show different eras all the time. You could go from TOS 1 week to have a 3-story arc there. You go to TNG, go to the future, go to the past, go to like pre-Zephyr Cochrane for some reason. You could do so much with that. It'd be like the quantum leap of Star Trek. So yeah, I think that'd be great. Dan23, Star Wars announced Lucasfilm Games. Did you see that? What is your opinion? I second person to ask me that in the stream, and I haven't seen that yet. So cool. I'm looking forward to it. Lucas Arts always did great games. So Lucasfilm Games, that sounds interesting. I want to read up on that. B. Alexandru, Andromeda, Ascendant, and UNSS Affinity will survive in Star Trek universe. What do you think? I guess you're referring to Mass Effect or something, and Andromeda. I don't know. I don't know what to think. Kabuto Fish, ha ha ha! Don't deny Cap his ship porn. He gets brutal. Mark, as a Brit, I too enjoy that word. Oh yeah, it's kind of far apart in the chat. In French, a cunt is uncon. Darth Maul, Trekyards, true about the Voyager J. It's like a woman describing how beautiful she is, only to send you a picture of her leg. What a tease. Well, legs can be sexy. It's about a woman teasing you without showing you anything, essentially. Yeah. The Thinking Cat at Trekyards. The PC game Star Trek Legacy had some crazy mods, like the Ultimate Universe mod, which had the BSG, Star Wars, Doctor Who, Stargate, Atlantis, and Babylon 5 ships in it. Now, the PC game for the Legacy, yes, I have that on here. I don't have it modded at all. I have the standard one. And the Star Trek Legacy, or Star Trek Legacy for PlayStation, or the Xbox. That's why I got an Xbox, is for that game specifically back in the day. But I do have it for the computer. I don't have it modded, though, so. Trevor Scott, what was the first Star Trek series you ever saw? What brought you into the franchise? I hate this fucking question. No offense, Trevor. I get asked this all the time. I grew up with Star Trek. It was just always part of my life. I have 2 older brothers. One's 10 years older than me. One's 7 years older than me. They were Star Trek fans before I was born. So I grew up. I was probably a baby watching Star Trek with them. Star Trek always been a part of my life. So of course I watched TOS first, then the movies. Watched all the movies on VHS repeatedly over and over and over and over again. Yeah, so it was TOS for sure. I remember when TNG first was being announced, and I said stupid shit because I was a little kid. A French captain, is he going to have a beret and a little mustache? I remember saying that to my brothers. I always pissed my brothers off with stupid shit like that. Or why even need a ship? It's the future. They can just beam planet to planet. And I remember all the fan magazine stuff that was like, not Kirk and Spock, not my Star Trek, and I won't be watching that. So yeah, I've just always been, Star Trek just has always been infiltrated into my life. You can't look around this house 2 feet without seeing something Star Trek. I can't go a day without hearing the word Star Trek. Yeah, it's just always been a part of my life. So I really have no answer for that. What's the first thing you remember watching? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Probably, I remember putting in my brother's VHS copies of the movies and just watching those over and over and over and over again. So, the 6th Night Guard. What are your thoughts on the 31st century Armstrong type? Not sure. I need to go take a look at it. I know we are filming content this week about the new ships that they released the better pictures of. So I'll know better then. So I don't know offhand. I can't bet you which one you're talking about. Brian says, good morning, Cap. Love you guys. I have a question. In some videos, I see you wearing a very cool Odyssey class Enterprise F shirt from Star Trek Online. I've been wondering where you got it. It actually says NCC 1701F crew on the back. We got that from Samuel and myself both got one of those. We got it from Thomas Maroney, who's the lead ship designer on Star Trek Online. Him and his buddy Nick, who designs interiors for the game, both went to Ticonderoga, and we've been friends with Tom for a long time. He's been on our channel multiple times, interviewing us, or us interviewing him. Sorry. So yeah, he brought that because they got those issued for Star Trek Online people that were in on that project when that ship got launched. So that's part of their swag. So he brought us some. So Samuel and myself both have that shirt. We also have little drinking glasses and things like that. So that's where I got that from. The Quantum Leap of Star Trek, yes. Trevor Scott, what are your thoughts on the upcoming CBS Star Trek series following Picard's command of the Stargazer? Haven't even heard about it, so don't know. The Thinking Cat, what is the most disappointing? What if that has never followed up on? As always gutted there wasn't a Gary Seven show. Oh yes, Assignment Earth. Yeah, that would have been great to see. It was a nice build up for it, nice pilot idea, but. Do you like where Quantum Leap got voted one of the best? Yeah, I love Quantum Leap. Oi, Governor, I think there needs to be a petition to make a new Star Trek Bridge Crew Part 2. I totally agree with that. There needs to be a new Star Trek Bridge Crew. TNG was the first series my parents ever vetted to see if it was suitable for us to watch. Oh, for fuck's sakes. My kids just watch whatever I watched, pretty much. I wasn't one of those, like, helicopter parents, like, oh, what are you watching? Oh, we can't watch that. If I was watching it, they were watching it. Whether that be appropriate or not doesn't really matter. Of course, no hardcore porn or anything, but like stuff like Family Guy and stuff, my kids are watching. It's better to have them watch something with you and you can describe the context of it, so they can understand it, than have them watch it on their own by saying, "Ooh, it's taboo," so of course they're going to watch it on their own, and then not get a proper understanding of it. T. Louise Allen, right about TNG when it first premiered, I was skeptical too, but ooh, the love, always been a part of mine. Caboodlefish, in the UK, TNG was on BBC Two. UK only had 4 channels. Every day at 6 p.m. I'd come home from school and pretty much just wait for Star Trek. Oi, Governor, TNG started it all off for me. Enterprise D was always my favorite, but the Kirk TOS Enterprise is pretty beautiful too. Dan 23, I started watching Star Trek when I was 8 in the 90s on BBC Two. Tom Zeros 48 throws in a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Gotta go. Have a great day, Cap. I was raised on Star Trek 2. I can totally relate. Have a good day. See ya. The 6th Night Guard is the one that Awashipkin calls the new Constitution. Oh, it's pretty cool. We haven't had much of a look at it. I haven't really looked at the new images yet. But yeah, it definitely looks like a Constitution. We have talked about it. We have done a video about it for the first scenes where you can actually see a little bit of it in space dock and stuff. But James McGill, some fan-made Star Trek movies and series are of such high qualities in every category. It'd be cool if CBS would renew and honor these Star Trek shows by recognizing them as canon. They won't do that, because then they have to pay royalties and stuff, and no. The Thinking Cat, I've seen multiple Star Trek uniforms for sale, but never any from the motion picture. Do you know of a place that sells them? Yes, there's somebody that's selling a Star Trek motion picture Admiral Kirk uniform, like the Admiral uniform. His name is Jacob Hawley. He's actually from Prague. He's got a show called fan series called Star Trek Squadrons. I would look him up on Facebook. So Jacob, wow, I can't remember his name now. Jacob Halley? Shoot me a private message. I'll see if I can get his information to you. But yeah, it's expensive. It's about $500, I think, but it's a beautiful cost. It's a beautiful uniform. Other than that, I don't know anywhere else that does motion picture ones. So, Wenlock, I was 9, and it had been pitched as more adult over here. Ooh, fancy. Kabuto Fish, don't know what I'd want. That I'd want to recast Picard and do a Stargazer show. Trek has such a huge universe. There's room for new ships and crews. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. All right, this seems to be frozen. There we go. It's unfrozen now. List Jericho. Hardcore porn should always be watched alone. No, you watch hardcore porn with your significant other. Sylvia has no problem with me looking at anything, pretty much. So I'm lucky that way. But yeah, hardcore porn should be enjoyed. The trick is to do exactly what they're doing on screen for as long as they do it, and try to see if you can keep up. They use trickery and they take time out and they do editing and stuff. You try not to do that. That's the important thing. TMI, moving on. Elias, I have been raised on Star Trek. My mom watched with TOS and I started with TNG. Those are some good memories, though I still, after season 3, I don't like Star Trek Discovery. Lower Decks was great. Yeah. I don't know why people don't like Star Trek Discovery after watching it. Like, if I didn't have to review it, I would have thoroughly enjoyed season 1. I would have been pissed off about all the canon mistakes and whatever, but I would have enjoyed it as a, hey, it's a fun romp, whatever. So I don't understand the absolute hatred for it. When it comes to, when you start analyzing it, it's canon violations, all this bullshit, yeah, then it gets really fucking annoying. But I can see why people don't like it, I guess, but whatever. Yeah. Do you know a game to understand the technology behind Star Trek? No, but I know a channel. It's called Trekyards. We focus on the ships and tech. So I would suggest checking out some of those videos. They seem like good guys. Well, hey, Governor, I actually had the Kenner Enterprise D toy. Loved it. The Kenner one? Don't know which one that is. Unless you mean Playmates. I've got a bunch of Playmate ships, so. Kabuto Fish, I'm waiting for an opportunity to introduce my goddaughter into Star Trek. She's almost old enough. Sweet. Trevor Scott, do you think the CBS's overexposure of the franchise may eventually cause problems in the foreseeable future? Everything suffers from franchise fatigue, so yes, but at the same time, no. I'm super happy with all the new Star Wars content coming out. That'll suffer from fatigue as well. It always does. The golden age has died off. Golden age was Voyager and DS9 and TNG and all that. That's died off. We're in the Silver Age now, but we'll see how it goes. Pixie Doodle, what do you and Samuel wear for Trek conventions? Samuel has a bunch of different uniforms and costumes. He's all about his cosplay and his uniforms. He's a big uniform guy. I have a Trekyards uniform, like with a tactical holster for my phaser and shit like that. I think it looks cool, and it's my own thing. Who gives a shit if anybody likes it or not? Samuel's not a big fan of it, as it's not canon, but whatever. It's a fucking uniform. Who cares? I'm not one for uniforms per se. I have one or two like costumes which are just like the top tunic. I don't have the full pants and everything. I just wear black jeans or whatever with mine. I really don't care. Samuel's very nitpicky about that though. So Samuel will change costumes multiple times. So will his dad. I just wear regular clothes, or I generally wear the Trekyards jersey, which is I got a burgundy one for TNG style. I got a gray one with the gray top. The top part is the color. So I got a burgundy one, a gray one. It's all got the Trekyards logo embroidered on it. The rest is black. And I got a Command, like a TOS yellow one. So yeah, I've got a few of those. That's generally what I wear. So. Oh yeah, Governor, when the Diamond Select brought out the Enterprise D, I was like a kid in a candy store. Let me tell you. Yeah, I finally got the Enterprise D a few years ago from Diamond Select. My mother-in-law bought it for me. I could never afford it. Since then, I've got the Enterprise E as well and stuff like that. I've always had the refit, the NX-01 when it first came out, the Constitution. I don't have the HD Constitution. I would love to get my hands on one of the high definition, as it's called, Constitution class from Diamond Select with the like rust ring and stuff like that. But yeah. Have you ever seen the Turkish Star Trek film from 1973? It's not that bad. I have not. I do watch Brandon Thorold, I guess, on YouTube. He does a lot of Turkish and B movie stuff, but I haven't seen the Star Trek one. I don't think. I'll need to look into that. Dan23, no hardcore porn, so watch Quagmire. Giggity. Hello. Wolf, what are your thoughts on the Fakiri and Tazeki ships in Star Trek? I have no idea what those are, so no thoughts at this point. I'd have to see them. Chris, I like Discovery. Introduced many of my non-Trek friends who now watch season 4 as a decent chance. Oh, you've introduced them to Discovery. Okay. Playmates, yes, he meant Playmates. The Sixth Night Guard. My first encounter with Star Trek was a 2009 movie when my cousin gave me his friend's Joseph Tech manual and Mr. Scott's Guide to the Enterprise. I know have you gone back and watched all the other Star Trek now? Because one of our admins, a guy by the name of Doug, his first introduction to Star Trek was 2009 films. He loves that ship. It's his favorite ship. But since that got him into Star Trek, he's watched everything since. He loves Star Trek now. Huge Star Trek fan. Very knowledgeable as well. But he still falls back on the 2009 Enterprise. The Ryan Church one is his favorite. And it's like, I'm glad I got you into the franchise, but fuck, man. Anyway. Eric, sure you can enjoy Discovery if you don't know anything about Star Trek. You don't have to review the show to see the issues with a show like Discovery. Yeah, that's true. There's definitely some storytelling and writing issues, which just are bad entertainment. So, The Governor, what is your favorite leader from any sci-fi show? Was hoping to find a top 5 episode on this, but can't see one. Favorite leaders? Don't know what you mean by leaders. It's just captains, presidents, whatever. I don't know what you mean specifically, so can't really answer that. Julian, what would you think of a retro futuristic take on Star Trek universe? Think along the lines of 1950s future aesthetic. Is this heresy? I think this is heresy. Yes, it is heresy. It should look like it looks. It should look like they've shown it. TOS showed it. TNG showed it in Relics. DS9 showed it in Trials and Tribulations. Enterprise showed it in Enemy Darkly, how the TOS era should look. That's how it should look. Slight visual updates, very small. Don't redesign anything. Don't do what they did in Discovery with the Pike's Enterprise. Don't do that shit. Just visually update it, make it look a little more modern, a little bit more modern. Newer lighting, better filming techniques can make it still look very futuristic. Don't get me started on that whole discussion. Darth Maul, Sam is a clone of his dad. It's hilarious when he brings his father into this dream and Sam leaves. It's like I'm peering into the future. Sam is here, Power 543. Nitpicky about costumes, low blow. Dad just used to do everything being perfect in his Roman stuff, so it spilled into our Trek. I never judge your stuff. I just proudly wear my long wanted stuff. It wasn't a low blow. Just sometimes you're a little too picky about the uniforms. Because I'll wear black pants or whatever, and that's not what they wear. It's like, I know, but anyway, sorry, Sam. I didn't mean to be low blowy. I thought you were done with Trekyards today. I didn't think you'd be watching this. Anyway, no, it's and cosplayers and stuff, like they are picky. I'm sorry, but cosplayers are picky generally about their stuff. So, and I know you love the uniforms. You love showing them off and stuff. So, yeah. Kabuto Fish, part of me still wants to buy the Chronicles collection, Collectibles Enterprise D. 2K is a lot to drop on a model, though. Yeah, it is. The Thinking Cat, my biggest problem with Discovery and even more Picard, its tone, it's so unnecessarily bleak and violent, as well as the corridor acting with an intense whispering. It's just annoying. Intense whispering. Darth Maul, I have the Enterprise D Playmates bridge sets. It's damn big. How would you go about displaying that fully assembled? You need a big display area for sure. It also needs to be on a kind of a ramp so you could like angle it up. But yeah, I've seen some cool displays of that. So Star Trek games. I am looking for an Excelsior model for my desk. Something small to sit next to my Mac Pro book. Do you have any recommendations? Yes, absolutely. Get the Eagle Moss version. The Eagle Moss small Excelsior is very nice. Even the XL is not that big, which should probably be good. So I would suggest those. And if you want, there's a link down below to Eagle Moss. Click the link, and then you can use the discount code Trekyards10 to save yourself 10%. So do that. Dan23, what is one of the worst Star Trek models you've seen? I saw one of the Enterprise from Search for Spock, and it was completely red and supposed to be the destruction and going through the atmosphere. Oh yeah, that was I think that was a Diamond Select one. And yeah, that was absolutely awful. It looked like the General Lee. Like put a 01 on the side of that, and it looks like the General Lee. That's probably one of the worst ones. It's not really a model though. I would call that a display piece or a collectible. It's not really a model. So again, that's the one I'd have to think about. Honestly, the refit, the XL refit from Eagle Moss is pretty fucking awful because it's not accurate in the least. So, Dr. Andrews, what do you think of the Yorktown class from Star Trek Online? It's become one of my favorite besides Voyagers, which is actually the first Star Trek I saw. I'm not sure what the Yorktown class looks like offhand, so I can't really say. The Sage of Games, one of my favorite Playmate ships from back in the day was the Enterprise B that had the Enterprise B hull, but the Excelsior dark blue rim with Excelsior NCC 2001 decals. Ooh, that's interesting. Lawrence, my first contact was Star Trek Online Season 1, Episode 1, Man Trap, original airing. The Sixth Night Guard, give me the Pilot Connie any day. The 2009 Enterprise looks like a turkey wrapped in shiny foil. Oi. The Governor says a captain, commander, or admiral. Basically, anyone that might make you feel like you could follow them to hell and back. Vance stands out immediately, because Vance is awesome. Again, that's too much of a discussion. That could be a whole live talking about that kind of thing. Yeah, that's tough. Like Admiral Adama. Kabuto fish, 2 pounds. So is the emerald chain gone now? That's kind of what they implied. The emerald chain fell apart after Osiris' death, I think was the line that they put there in the show. So yes, it's kind of like an easy wrap up to that. Darth Maul, I wish they'd somewhat modernize the TOS bridge like you said, but I doubt they'll do it. Not yet, they will. Oi Oi Governor says, Samuel, you legend. Thumbs up. Chris, I want to see Cap and Commander in lower decks uniforms. Okay, we'll see what we can do. I know that Sam wants the new uniform from Discovery, and he's kind of annoyed by it because it's expensive to get these uniforms. Like he's got the Wrath of Khan style one, the Monster Maroon, and it looks fucking great on him. I would love to get one, but yeah, it's hard to track down the pieces for that. There's no real off the rack kind of buying for those, unfortunately. So I don't know where he got all his parts for his, but I would like to eventually get one of those. And that one I probably would do everything accurate except for the boots. If you could get the boots, cool, but if not, whatever. I'll just wear whatever kind of boot. I don't need to be that accurate about it, but you should have the stripe down the side of the pants and stuff on those and have the flared out bottoms. So. Dan23, in Star Trek Beyond, the Vengeance is attacking the Enterprise and it lowers some cannons from underneath the saucer section. What do you think of those cannons do in Star Trek Beyond? Fire? What do cannons do? That's what cannons do. Power 543. I'm fine with picky, just not nitpicky. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to nitpick. Sorry, my bad. That implies I'm going too far, whereas picky implies I want to achieve a high HQ quality. It's different. You know we don't like Trekyards being called nitpicky. Yes, but sometimes I think we are nitpicky. I'm certainly nitpicky about some things. So I didn't mean it as a bad thing. Sorry. I feel bad. Samuel says, I never had a problem with black trousers. They all wear black trousers. Oh, black pants. Yeah, but I need pockets. So I'm not going to wear uniform pants with no pockets when I have a phone and I have my keys and I'm at a convention. I'm going to obviously just wear black pants, So, sure, they're jeans. They're not the right material. And for even TOS, I would just wear black jeans because I really don't care. I just have the tunic. That's fine. That's all that really people notice anyway. But yeah, to have the shiny, like, the TOS pants are odd. with the way they meet up with the boot. I mean, if you want to be totally accurate, cool. But even the material for the TOS is weird because it's black, but it's got like a shiny specks in it. And it's not really textures bother me sometimes with my fingers. I don't know why. Certain things like certain blouses and stuff that Sylvia has, I can't stand the feel of them. Like it just, so those pants are one of those things. They just have this weird texture to them, and I can't. Lawrence, the chain is now broken into its separate links, but still exists. Chris Gwilym, Enterprise E Playmates, first one ended up. Prototype. Yeah, I have that one, the prototype one. We've actually done a video on it because it's quite a bit different than the final Enterprise. Let's see. Van says Admiral reasonable. Got to admit, I expect him to be your average Starfleet admiral. Yes, exactly. But all admirals have been assholes, pretty much. So, Dr. Andrews, my bad. The Yorktown is the refitted Enterprise F. Not too sure about STO's take on making starship hulls white and black. What do you think on that? I love that. I love the contrast of the Star Trek Online hull colors. I think it's great. We talk about that quite often when we talk about Star Trek Online ships. I think they're great. Caboodle Fish, am I the only one who doesn't really like the Enterprise B? There's something beautiful about the Excelsior, and the extra bits just messes up the weight for me. No, a lot of people agree with you. I totally disagree with you. I think the Enterprise B looks head and shoulders better than the Excelsior, but that's my personal opinion. A lot of people think the Excelsior is the epitome of the most beautiful Starfleet ship, and I totally disagree. I used to not really like the Excelsior. Then I got the Diamond Select one, and I did a video about it because I absolutely started loving the design, but it's still not the best Starfleet ship ever, and I think the B is better with the added bits. So, but that's my opinion, and my opinion doesn't mean anything because I'm nitpicky. Just kidding, relax. I think that's a nitpicky thing for me to talk about, though, with the Enterprise B refit version and the regular Excelsior. But to me, I think that's nitpicky when I'm like, obviously one's better and one's not great. So a lot of people would call that nitpicky. I call that nitpicky on myself. So I don't know. I'm sorry I used the term nitpicky. I didn't mean to piss anybody off. Trevor Scott, Admiral Adama is the best military strategist ever. Sure. Darth Maul, been a Trek fan since I was 5, encounter at Farpoint. Sweet. The 6th Night Guard, Captain, Commander, I must go. Have a great day. See you. Have a good day, sir. Caboodle Fish, E.G. Olmus is pretty fantastic as Adama, to be honest. Oi, oi, Governor. Could Trekyards do a special competition for one lucky winner to join you guys on a video chat? I think that would be awesome. It's an idea, maybe. YJ Wrangler, what do you think about Discovery's warp core bouncing down the ejection shaft? Seems pretty risky. Yeah, we called that out on our review. It's fucking stupid is what it is. It's not risky. We've seen it eject in Voyager where it's just a nice sleek, as it should be. It shouldn't bounce and hit shit on the way down. That's just dumb. That's incredibly stupid visual. Julian, who wins? Stargate Atlantis, Atlantean battleship, or the tactical Borg cube? Don't tell this to Samuel or he'll most likely try to animate this monstrosity. I have no idea because I haven't got into Atlantis enough to know specifically what you're talking about. But I hate the who would win starship arguments. I mean, I understand why people ask that all the time, but it's impossible to say. The Borg would obviously win because they would start assimilating the ship with nanotech and assimilate the crew. So pretty simple. Samuel there says, oh, you meant jeans. Yeah, going uniform and jeans is a meh. I'm not in this to be Trek vibe. Rather, it's me in a jacket, bitch. I think you'd look great in a Rathacon, complex, expensive boo. Yeah, I totally agree. I think I would look awesome in it, but I'm not that into costuming that I would want to spend that money, really. If I was gifted one and that fit, perfect, cool. But it would have to be accurate. I don't like the weird fabrics and the off colors and stuff. It has to be pretty accurate. Just the jacket, the pants and stuff you can get away with buying, like, not jeans, regular pants, and putting like a red stripe down them or whatever. I don't know, but the turtleneck has to be the proper size. It doesn't have to be the right fabric, because I think they use wool, which is quite hot, and I have a problem regulating my body temperature. Like, a lot of times I'll come in from the cold and I'm just like, sweating buckets. It takes a while for my body to adjust, so I couldn't be at a convention wearing something really warm. That's why I push the sleeves up on everything I wear. Like the Trekyards uniform it's a jersey top, so it's not even a full length, because I push the sleeves up. So that's very unprofessional, and a captain wouldn't wear that, but my captain would be doing that all the fucking time. So, because I can't have long sleeves. I get too hot. That's always why I push my sleeves up. You'll always see me with, if I'm wearing a dress shirt, I'll have the sleeves rolled up. Like, I can get away with wearing long sleeves for a while and not be fine with it, but overall I have to push the sleeves up on everything I wear, because I get too hot, because I'm so fucking hot. But yeah, the Wrath of Khan one, I've seen a lot of nice ones that aren't 100% accurate as far as material goes, but anyway, that's kind of a picky one, so done talking about that now. Chris, I like the B. I agree with Cap. Wenlock, Excelsior is one ship I would have to get an A, B, C, and TNG as historically important ship. That's a name that could have carried on. But what did it do? Just because Sulu was in charge of it doesn't mean it was an important ship or did anything important. Like, Christopher, what happened to the rank of Commodore after TOS? Don't know. Rene Abenois, the guy who played Odo, was a Commodore or a Major in Star Trek 6 in a deleted scene. And it's not really the ranking system that Starfleet uses, so sometimes it's just who's ever writing it, writes it. I don't know. Am I the only one who loves Star Trek Voyager Threshold? No, I don't hate it. I like the first half of the episode. The last half kind of bothers me a little bit, but it's not the worst episode, I don't think. I agree with you there. Darth Maul, I always thought the deflector area of the secondary hull of the Excelsior resembled a mouth agape with an overbite. Enterprise B variant fixed it. Never saw that before, so interesting. Chris, core and injection was shit. Need a main engineering set in season 4. Yes, absolutely they do. Dan23, do you like the person who designed Enterprise J said that the ship would probably have the shuttle replicators on board? That would be Doug Drexler. He's been on the show. He talked about that in our interviews with him. We talked about that ship a few times. I like the idea of shuttle replicators, especially pre-programmed things like, we need another Type A. All right, give it 20 minutes. And it replicates the whole thing. But to replicate parts and stuff, they were even doing that in Voyager. That's how they made the Delta Flyers. So, again, not a big deal. Daniel, the Borg are the best. Borg are at their best when they are or were undefeatable. Yes. In STO, I have a tactical theme TOS captain who flies the Enterprise B variant USS Lakota. Cool. Kabuto Fish, fair enough on the B. I guess it's because I like the Excelsior already, and it so looks wrong to me to add bits. Weirdly, I like the All Good Things Enterprise D, though. People were weird, I guess. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the All Good Things Enterprise D. That looks a little bit for me. But yeah, I do like... Yeah, it's personal taste. It's fine. Samuel says, well, it has to be accurate for Wrath of Khan. Now who's being picky? Let's see. Yes, I'm nitpicky about the Wrath of Khan. See, if you're doing it and you want it to last for years, and you do it right, even you would. I do agree. I'm just saying, sometimes you with the lighting and you with the costumes is a little bit nitpicky, where I'm like, just go there. I'm going to wear this. No, you can't wear that. That's not what they wore in TOS. Yeah, but that's what my captain would wear in TOS because, ha. Anyway, Costuming is one of those things that your bank account hates, but once you get it and wear it, you're like, damn, this is awesome. Yeah, if you're built for it. I'm got a bit of a gut, so I won't look good in a lot of the uniforms. That's the other thing. Like you're slender, you look good. So does your dad. You look good in the uniforms, all the uniforms. But I got to lose some weight and stuff. Back in the day, before once I hit about 34, I started getting a gut. So I used to be skinny as a rail, just like you. And yeah, I agree. Back in the day, I would have loved to have uniforms, but not so much anymore. But even then, I don't know. I'm just not picky about that. I'm wearing the top. That's all you need to see because that's what's on camera. So, haha. Yeah, that's just me. I was really expecting a successor to the Enterprise J. Blah, blah, blah. None of us are expensive. Yeah. Kabuto Fish, to be fair, the Excelsior did help save the peace between the Federation and Klingons. Yeah, but so what? Any Starfleet ship would have done that. The Enterprise got it because it was the only one of the original Constitution classes to survive its 5-year mission and return. That's how it got and then became the flagship, and then that's because it was a flagship, and to honor that, they made it the A. Voyager, having a Voyager J makes perfect sense because Voyager, after what it did and accomplished, it needed that suffix code. Not every ship gets it. I don't think the Excelsior necessarily did anything that important that it was a standout. So Eric, the second half of Threshold is about absolute legend for one of the worst Trek episodes. How about those Paris Janeway babies going to survive? Let's see. Daniel Andrews, last question. Make sure I give others a chance too. If you could meet any captain from any Star Trek series, who would they be? Personally, I'd like to meet Janeway or Kirk. I'd want to meet Kirk or Cisco, probably. Also, what's his nuts? Archer. And I guess, yeah, Samuel, I'm picky about Alcars and stuff, generally. So, yeah, I'm nitpicky. Fine, whatever. I'd have to dress a Scotty. Yeah. I hate strong words, all good thing, Enterprise D. Daniel Howe's wristwatch. Yeah, my character, if you look at my avatar, he's got a futuristic wristwatch, which is a circle, because I have a black one that just has like very simple like things for the hands. Now I've got an iWatch, which is exactly what, if they had watches in the future, which I don't see why they wouldn't. Even Pacific 201, they got wristwatches on. I know it's a fan film, whatever. Beverly has a watch on occasionally. They say it's a mistake, but I don't see why people in the future can't want to have a wristwatch. It's plus the motion picture. There were communicators that wear their wristwatches, so I have no problem having a wristwatch as part of a Starfleet uniform like this. Like, just put the Delta on this. This would be like an off-duty thing for me. Like, I could do it right now. I could put on this one. Let's say, this has got the magnet. So you put that there. And boom, boom, boom. There, I'm in uniform. I'm ready to film for a fan film. Hi, I'm Captain Foley. Yeah, I'm off duty right now, but yeah. Shit like that. It's ill-fitting uniforms that bother me a bit. When you see fan films and there's a few fan film things that really bug me. One of them is really ill-fitting uniforms, like really ill-fitting uniforms. We need to have a uniform because we need uniforms, but don't have a uniform unless it fits properly. So I totally get where Samuel's coming from that in regards to fit, because a lot of times I really hate uniforms that are not fitting well. That's a big pet peeve of mine for fan films. So is this. And I saw a fan film last night. I can't remember what it was, but and I've told Samuel about this too, because I'm sorry, Samuel, it's in your temporal anomaly film. The console in front of somebody, and yeah, no, we're getting a message incoming. Like, that's not how it works. It's like, doo-doo-doo, message incoming. Answer it. Okay. Like, subtle fucking hand movements. That's... Yeah. I'm doing things on this console. Can't you see? Captain, there's a Romulan ship incoming. It's loading torpedo bays. Yep. Like, for fuck's sake. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, more so than uniforms. Paul, how's greetings, Captain? How's your back doing? It's better today. I haven't been moving around much. When I did get up, it was a little bit stiff. I haven't taken any medication yet. I don't want to keep taking medication for it, so I need to do my stretches still and stuff. But I'll get to that soon. So, view from Lookout, $5 super chat. Thank you. Hey Cap, just had a power cut. I'm back now. You doing old school Trekyards background today? Yeah, I wouldn't call it old school Trekyards background. Just. It's okay to be nitpicky about some things, says Rude Chef. Yes, indeed, my friend. Being nitpicky isn't bad. It's just detail. Exactly. That's why I didn't think that nitpicky was a bad term, but I guess it was. And I apologize to Samuel. I didn't mean to say he was nitpicky. Sometimes I just get a little eye rolly with this lighting needs to be accurate, but he's a director. That's what he does, you know. So, or go put on this uniform. It's like, I don't want to change uniforms. I'm in this one. It's not easy for me to change. Things like that kind of bug me, but I still love Samuel. Don't get me wrong. He's a great guy. If we didn't annoy each other sometimes, I'm sure I annoy him all the time, probably more than he annoys me because he listens to me more than anything. We film together, then he has to listen to that and edit the audio, then he has to add the footage. He does a lot of editing and hears my voice all the time. So if anything, if I get stabbed in the back, it's probably going to be because of him. Like literally, he's going to be like, I can't stand listening to you. But so yeah, I feel bad for the guy. But anyway. Let's see. The fan film with Lou Ferrigno was good. I forgot his name. That's Star Trek Continues. That's a different level of fan film altogether. But Chris, sorry, I don't like fan films. I do and I don't. I like the ideas that come across. A lot of them are very well written, and there's a lot of promise there. And you just put that filter over your face of, okay, I'm picturing what the background should look like. I'm picturing what your uniform, how it should fit. Some of them are just fucking god awful. But whatever. Thought I'd contribute to the Corona Beer Fund. Thank you, View from Lookout. Appreciate that. Pixie Doodle, where do you get your magnets from for those com badges? From the guy that makes them. He's on Etsy. I don't think he's doing it anymore though. So, but you can buy them at like craft stores like Michael's or some other places. You can look them up on Amazon as well. Captain Foley, are you Decepticon, Autobot, Maximal, Viacon, or Minicon? We'll put it this way: both my Camaro and my Cruise are Decepticons. Decepticon symbol is way cooler looking. But people are like, your car can't be a Decepticon. Decepticons aren't cars. The Autobots are cars. I even have a friend who's London Batman, Sky, who's a big cosplayer. And every time he gets into the Decepticon, he's like, it shouldn't be a Decepticon. It should be a good guy. It's like, what the no. The Decepticons are cooler in general. Their alt modes are cooler. Their robot modes are way cooler, more aggressive looking. The Decepticon symbol is way superior to the Autobot symbol. I had one Autobot back in the day. That was a Dodge Stratus. It's a white Dodge Stratus with a big red Autobot symbol on the hood. And that was before the movie came out. Because since the movie came out, every dipshit has a fucking Autobot or Decepticon symbol on their vehicle. I was doing that before it was cool. It was never cool, but now I was doing it before. The Camaro has one on the front and the back. The Cruise does as well. Like, yeah, Decepticon. Kabuto Fish, 2 pounds. Trekyards review of Data and Picard by Pogo. Everybody thinks that's Sam. It's not Sam. Where did you actually meet Samuel? We met online. He watched some of my content and messaged me, and we started talking, and we've talked about this many times. When we actually met, I think was the first time in... the first time we actually met was in Los Angeles. Yes, we both flew into Los Angeles for our first Mission America So we actually first met in person at the airport in Los Angeles. I was like, oh wow, it's cool to finally meet you, kind of thing. Um, exactly the height I thought he was and everything. Like it was great. But yeah, that was kind of a scary trip because you're just meeting this person for the first time, even though you know them really well, and then you got to find them in the fucking airport, which was a travesty. But yeah. Ooh, Samuel's here. The genera or the genre of fan films is so broad. You have to watch what they were hoping to do, as of course most have budgets less than a crap car. At least when I do the visual effects, there are good baselines. Yeah, absolutely. Um, anybody that makes a fan film they love the content, they love the material, they love what they're doing, they want to produce something that people will enjoy. So it's the heart in it that it means. It's not the budget, it's not what you can afford. um, so yeah, I don't want to bash fan films, I don't want to do that. I watch a lot of fan films. I don't follow any specifically except for Samuel's, obviously. But yeah. Um, anyway, I think I'm going to call it there. Let's see, how long have we been doing this? Almost 2 hours now. So yeah, I'm going to call it. I need to talk to Samuel online, talking about what we're doing tonight for our live, which I have to schedule soon. And then I'll see you guys tonight at 5. So thank you guys. My coffee's cold. I didn't drink it all because I was talking. Yeah, it's cold. So I'm going to call it quits for now. I got to go do one or two things, actually. And then I will... we'll schedule the live for tonight. Not sure what we're going to be talking about specifically. Probably costumes or uniforms now. Or fan films. I don't know what. But I just wanted to come on here and chat with you guys. So I appreciate it. And it's been almost 2 hours, so that's awesome. I didn't expect to be going this long. I expected a quick half hour to an hour one. And you guys have been really engaging. And it's been really fun talking to you guys and listening to you guys on here. So thank you so much. And I guess I'll see you guys tonight at 5. If you can make it for the live, please consider doing so. And until then, this is Captain Foley signing off. Live long and prosper, guys. Have a good one. Thank you so much for joining me for coffee. Maybe this coffee with the captain is something I should do more often. Now that we don't have new Discovery or new shows coming out, it might be kind of a nice hangout. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. And Samuel, shoot me a message. No offense, I didn't mean to upset you at all. So thank you so much for joining me for this as well, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.